Hey, today I'm going to do the review for Leo, the film starring the entire film industry. The question is not who's in it, the question is who's not in it. Why am I doing this now? Because the movie came out before a month. Well, because I'm bored and I have a phone. So first I'll talk about the positive. Vijay took a lot of risks in this film. It is a mass action film with a lot of masala elements, action scenes, heroism, pulpy story, family, songs. Yeah, it has all of that. Playing a negative character in the film because he played a negative character in Alagiyattam Magan and that movie flopped. So playing a negative character again, that's a risk. And the negative character also smokes cigarettes, alcohol. He's basically a drug trafficker. He uses vulgar language as well. The good Vijay, he's a little bit naughty himself. There's a lip kiss scene. There's also a lot of English dialogue in the film which apparently alienates certain audience. I don't know why. So these are a few risks that Vijay took, which is good. I think risk makes for good cinema. Even if those risks don't work out, it still just makes for a more interesting cinematic experience for the viewer. And a mainstream hero like Vijay, who is apparently the highest paid actor of India, he's going to be paid 200 crores for his next movie. So yeah, he is as mainstream can get. So him taking risks, good thing. And a few other positives. The hyena graphic, I was a little bit concerned about that when watching the trailer, but the hyena was actually pretty good. The VFX was pretty good. It wasn't Hollywood level, but it was good. The song and dance choreography, that's the song and dance inside the drug manufacturing factory. It's really well choreographed. So many dancers in that, just being in sync at the same time. The choreography and the dancing was pretty good. The action scenes, especially one scene where there's a really long take, it's a car chase and the camera just moves from one car to the next to the next and next. I think that whole action scene is actually done in one shot, and that was pretty well done. And the action scenes in the movie in general were pretty well done. And also the idea of the Loki world, a director having a cinematic universe of his own where all the movies he is making are actually connected and they happen in the same universe, and eventually characters from one movie, another movie will interact with each other and a new story will form in that. So that's a pretty fascinating, interesting idea, pretty exciting. I think directors have attempted that before, and the locations and settings were really beautiful. The cameos from different directors. Mishkin has a cameo in the film. Anurag Kashyap has a cameo. Gautam Vasudeva Menon has, I would say, an extended cameo. His character is actually important. So I liked all the director cameos. They were fun. The usage of Ilayaraja music in the middle of fight scenes, and also the lyrics being in sync with what's happening. That was a really interesting thing. The end title music. So the music of Vikram and the music of Leo, they both merged together as a hybrid music. I think Anirudh did really well with that. It was really good. So now after the negatives, because we need the views here. You need the bucks, you need the money. Yeah, there are too many characters but not enough character. First of all, Vijay, Trisha, his wife, and they have 2 children, so that's 4 characters. There's Sanjay Dutt, Arjun, and then just a load of characters, but none of them are developed or given real depth except Vijay's character. That was a huge problem. Trisha's character, how did Vijay and Trisha meet? How did their love develop? We don't know anything about that. Outside of Vijay's life, what does Trisha do? We don't really know anything about that. Her character exists entirely to move plot forward, and she doesn't really have a life of her own. The movie is focused on Vijay's character, but she's supposed to be Vijay's character's wife, but she doesn't really have a life of her own. Villains need motivation, right? There has to be some kind of motivation for a villain to be a villain. In a lot of movies, there are no motivation, and the villain is villain because he is evil. That's it. That's the motivation. He is evil. Sanjay Dutt's character keeps asking Vijay, tell me that you are Leo. Accept that you are Leo. Accept that you are Leo. So that's his motivation apparently. But what does he get out of that? He knows that Vijay's character is in fact Leo. Just kill him. What's the whole point of making Vijay's character accept that he is in fact Leo? In the second half of the film, Leo has a twin sister I forgot the character's name. The idea of the Loki verse is an exciting idea. I don't know if that is affecting the quality of the individual film. If he didn't have that burden, if these films were just standout films and weren't connected to each other, would they have been better? So yeah, anyway, so these are the positives and negatives. I have a few solutions for the negatives of this film, and I've never written or directed a film before, but I have a mouth and I can say whatever I want. So first, remove unnecessary characters like Arjun's character, Trisha's character, Vijay's daughter, Vijay's twin sister. Just remove all those characters. Focus purely on Vijay, his son's character, and Sanjay Dutt. All the screen time that is given to these other characters, and if Lokesh Kanagaraj had given that time to developing Vijay and his son's relationship and Vijay and Sanjay Dutt's relationship, the movie would have been much stronger. Just adding new characters doesn't make a story more exciting or interesting. The characters themselves have to be interesting. They have to have something that engages you, something that keeps you hooked to the story, right? So when you have too many characters, it's hard to focus as a viewer, try to figure out which characters are important or like where the story is going. Like it's too messy, it felt too messy. So everything Trisha does, the son's character could have done, and that would have developed their relationship even further. Except the flip lock, I guess. Yeah, I already talked about the villain's motivation. See, instead of Sanjay Dutt wanting Vijay to admit that he is Leo, if Sanjay Dutt had already known that he is in fact Leo, but Leo destroys Sanjay Dutt's drug empire, so maybe they actually have a secret go down separately and only Leo knows that. So Sanjay Dutt wants to get that secret out of Leo, and Vijay is keeping that to himself for some other reason. If there had been a strong reason for why Sanjay Dutt keeps chasing Vijay's character, that would have made the film much more interesting. The whole Sanjay Dutt's character worshipping devil, being part of a cult, yeah, that should have been developed more. And the start of the film itself, you see Vijay being extremely well capable, physical fights as well, and hand-to-hand combat. He's extremely good with the gun. He's better than trained police officers. Right there, you have a huge doubt as an audience that he has to be someone who could have been a police in the past or some kind of criminal. So if they had given a reason, like for example, maybe when Vijay was an orphan, maybe he was actually a forest officer for a few years and there he learned all the combat skills and gun skills. So if they had given a reason like that, when it is finally revealed that Vijay is in fact Leo, that would have been a revelation. But at the very start of the film itself, I think most audience would have figured out that he is in fact Leo. Yeah, overall I like the film. I mean, it doesn't matter because the movie is a blockbuster and it has collected 500 crores. Cook for Lokesh Kanagaraj. That's my review, and bye.